The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hi, everybody, and welcome again to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. Each week, we bring you comments from the mayors and supervisors throughout our coverage area. This week, we'll be starting out with Mike Falk in the town of Lima. Mike, how are we doing in Lima?
Doing very well here, Chris. Thanks for hosting. First off, congratulations to Senior Citizens of the Year, George and Fran Gotchick. They received their award at the Livingston County Seniorama, which was held on May 22nd at Willow Creek over in Lakeville. Thank you to both of them for all the volunteer work and their efforts over the years for both our community and the region as a whole. Livingston County's 26th annual Teen Recognition event was held last Wednesday, May 26th, at the Avon Vintage Drive-In. Congratulations to Jordan Proctor, who was recognized as Lima's Outstanding Teen. We hope that Jordan continues her interest in poultry and livestock. She is the next generation that will be feeding us all. The Livingston County Health Department will be hosting a vaccination clinic at the Lima Town Hall on Friday, June 4th at 10 a.m. Call 243-7270 for details, or just stop by. Livingston County is starting out the Invested in You program. The Board of Supervisors has committed $1 million towards small business, tourism, economic development activities to help businesses rebound from the pandemic. You can get details on this from the Livingston County Economic Development Office, 243-7124. If your business was in trouble and all of that, and you didn't really qualify for anything else or couldn't get the help that you need, this is something that we can use to help level the playing field for you. Lima's Memorial Day Parade kicks off at 9:30 on Monday, Memorial Day, with the route starting at the Lima Primary School and then heading south on 15A and then east on 5 and 20 to the Lima Town Hall for a ceremony at the Veterans Monument. We hope to see you there. On Flag Day, June 14th, there will be a dedication ceremony for the completion of the Livingston County Veterans Memorial, which is on Gypsy Lane in Mount Morris. This unique memorial was made by veterans for veterans and is composed of a massive American flag on the ground with giant welded steel poppies that have been placed in the red stripes. It is impossible to miss and definitely worth the drive. If you are looking for something unique and patriotic to do, the monument is open and you can go and park and tour it. And each one of the poppies is tagged with the person it's dedicated to or the person who actually made it, which something to see. But if you can make it to the dedication, that would be fantastic too. That's all I've got, Chris.
All right, thanks, Mike. Jerry, how about the town of Rush? What's cooking there? Oh, sorry,
Well,
I shouldn't say cooking.
it sounds like Lima is an exciting place to be next to Livingston County. And the one thing that Mike didn't say was that they are the best kept secret in Western New York. So I'll say that for Rush. I would like everyone to know that the reassessment that generated so much angst in the town of Rush a month or so ago has pretty much quieted down. I think people know that It's not the reassessment that they have to deal with when it comes to writing a check. It is the budgeting process. And there are 4 entities in Rush that produce budgets, and if they all hold their line on spending, it doesn't make any difference what your assessment is. You will not be too disturbed if the budgets are held where they are. Speaking of budgets, we'll be heading into the month of June here in a few days, and that will trigger the start of the budget season for the town of Rush. What I mean by the start is if any residents have any comments to make on the budget, they can start in June. Be more than willing to listen to you and document what your concern is or your suggestion is. And when we actually get into the budget process, we will include anything we can that will make it a better budget season for the town of Rush. The library roof is almost complete. For those of you who knew about that, that was a leak problem for 12 years, and we had it completely fixed. They're now doing the exterior trim painting on the entire town hall complex, but the big issue is the roof doesn't leak. Thank goodness the roof doesn't leak. If you come by to look at the new roof, make sure you look at the gardens that are on the town hall campus and in areas of roads leading into the town, the hamlet, because we have, for the second year, an all volunteer group of residents who are maintaining those gardens, planting new plants, making it look beautiful. I think it's really attractive to look at. Like to invite people to look on your website, our website, and see the new website for the town of Rush. The old one was workable, but it was difficult to navigate. The new one is much better. And if you have any concerns or suggestions for making the new one even better than it is, you can get a hold of us and we will consider making the changes that will upgrade the website. Also want to announce that the rifle range on Stony Brook Road, which is where all of the area police agencies train, they have announced their new schedule for the month of June. And if anyone would like to know what the dates on that schedule are, you can call the town hall and we'll make sure you get the dates. Our Memorial Day ceremony, I'm disappointed. For the second year in a row, we won't have a parade. We used to have the parade. I used to look forward to that. I think many people did. This year, we're going to have a ceremony at the Rush Veterans Memorial, which is directly across the street from the Creekside restaurant, hotel, lounge, whatever it is. The Veterans Memorial can't be missed. And I hope there's a good schedule or crowd there to turn out for the honoring of our veterans and those who are no longer with us. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope we see a lot of residents there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. John, Town of Mendon, what do we got going on there?
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having us as always. Our Memorial Day parades and observances at the cemetery will begin on the Memorial Day on the 31st at 9:30 in Mendon and 11:15 in the village of Honeoye Falls. I would encourage everyone to attend and certainly keep those who fought for our freedoms and paid the ultimate sacrifice, which is what Memorial Day is all about, including our own resident, Larry Kleinhans, who was killed in action in Vietnam. I would ask you to keep Larry, as well as all the other servicemen, in your thoughts and prayers during this weekend. I also wanted to mention that, as I have other weeks, that we did upgrade our flags, flowers, banners in the hamlet. I think it came out very nicely, and we'll continue to maintain those this summer. Rick is not on from the Village of Honeoye Falls. Mayor Milne is not on from the Mayor of Honeoye Falls, but I did want to mention how nice the Village of Honeoye Falls looks as well. We have a recycling event scheduled for Saturday, June 12th, 9 to 12 a.m. at the Mendon-Honeoye Department at 101 Summel Road. We'll be accepting papers for shredding, tax returns, those types of things, anything that you have that need to be shredded, prescription drugs, either outdated or unneeded. The Sheriff's Department is helping us out with that. So I want to appreciate the cooperation through the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. And we'll also be accepting electronics. We will not be accepting any kind of monitors or TVs, unfortunately, because there's a fee associated with those. So we encourage all our residents to check your closets and mudrooms and that type of thing for anything you'd like to bring to that event. I also wanted to mention that recently there was a school board election and vote on the budget for Honeoye Falls-Lima School. And I just want to remind all of our residents that this is the only budget that you actually can vote on. You can't vote on the federal budget, the state budget, the county budget, town budget, or village budget. This is the only budget you can vote on. And I'm not encouraging anyone to vote either way. I'm just saying that this is the only budget you can vote on. And I certainly would encourage people to vote on this. They had about 1,000 people vote. And I don't know how many people could vote because the school district lines do not match up with county with county or town or village boundaries. But it just seems like that's a very low turnout. At the last presidential election in the town of Mendon, we had over 80% of our eligible voters vote. And to only see 1,000 people vote when it comes to a school board election and school budget, to me, I just find that disturbing. So I would encourage everyone to vote on those on every election as we go forward. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, John. Todd, West Bloomfield, what are we working on?
Oh, we're working on many different projects, a couple that I'd like to provide some updates to, but first I'll start with the town hall project. We are in the midst of the final repair of the exterior restroom. We are replacing some of the panels that were put in when the restroom was originally built, which had some buckling, and we're using a new version of paneling that's actually attached to some pretty thick plywood, which we're hoping will eliminate that problem and will allow us to open that exterior restroom for all of the sports teams and families, et cetera, that use Prouty Park. And the long-term plan is to eventually be able to remove the porta potties and have that exterior restroom available for people to use while they're in Prouty Park. So keep your eyes on the town website. We'll post an update when that is completed and has passed its final inspections, and then we'll open that up. Our plan is to leave it open continuously unless we come across too many problems or issues with how that restroom is being utilized, and then we'll revert back to porta potties if we need to, and only open it during events. Along with that, we are working with our sign provider who created the two signs on the east and west sides of West Bloomfield, Terry Baird, to create new signage for Michael Prouty Memorial Park and the new community town hall. So those signs will be going up in the relatively near term. We're happy to be working with Terry again. He's recovering from a pretty serious motorcycle injury. So apologies for the delays in getting those signs up, but we wanted to work with Terry, and so we were waiting for his recovery to be complete. Our Board of Assessment Review meeting happened last week. That went pretty smoothly with only, I think, 1 or 2 call-ins. But that assessment review board was there at the town hall for the bulk of the day on Wednesday. So I want to thank both our assessor and the members of that Board of Assessment Review for their time. Greatly appreciate it. I also would like to thank all the residents who have submitted letters of intent or interest in being on the Planning and Zoning Board, serving on the Comprehensive Plan Review Committee, and a couple others that other positions for clerks, et cetera. So thank you. And we will be doing some follow-up over the coming weeks with you as we look to fill out those plans and starting to work on our comprehensive plan and its review starting later this year and going into next year into 2022. So we can be relatively on task for trying to get that completed in a 10-year cycle. The last update was in 2012. And I feel that it's good planning to get that done in a 10-year time frame instead of 12 to 15 years. As we start to see some changes in growth and the patterns of housing, et cetera, we want to make sure that our zoning is up to date and able to handle any potential influx that we might see in the town of West Bloomfield. The highway department continues working on its oil and stone projects. I believe coming up relatively soon will be Bean Hill Road. There's going to be some work there. So keep your eye out for not only the highway departments, but any potential road closures, because that's a pretty small, narrow, windy road. And it may just be open for residents only for a period of time while they're working on that. In regards to Memorial Day, there will be ceremonies at the North Bloomfield Cemetery from the Honeoye Falls-Lima Legion. There will be the reading of the veterans there. And there will be ceremonies at the Ionia Cemetery in the West Bloomfield ceremony. The primary parade that is usually a coordination between West Bloomfield town of East Bloomfield, town of Bristol, and the village of Bloomfield. That parade has been canceled. But we are doing basically a standing ceremony at the cemeteries in honor of our veterans. So I will be in North Bloomfield for a period of time. I will be at the Ionia celebration or ceremony and the one in West Bloomfield. Ionia, I believe, is 8:30 at the cemetery. West Bloomfield is at 9:30, and North Bloomfield is also at 8:30. So spread a little thin right at the 8:30 time frame, but we'll try to hit both of them if we can. The county continues to hold multiple different paper shredding events. We have some composters for sale. There are some upcoming recycling and hazardous waste days, so check the county website. Our partnership with Casella allows us to have some events at that county landfill and then at some other points throughout the county over the course of the calendar year. So check the county website for that. At the town hall, if you're not vaccinated, please wear a mask. Our signage has been changed that masks are required unless you're fully vaccinated, like many places. That has become the new norm. There are people that will still wear masks even if they're fully vaccinated. They may have family members or someone at home who may be in a high risk category. So please be patient if folks do want to wear masks. There are folks that will continue to do that even if they are vaccinated. But we are working on the honor system for folks that are fully vaccinated to not have to wear masks. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Does anybody have anything else that they need to add? Seeing none, I would like to thank everybody here, the mayors and supervisors, for participating in this week's show. Thank you, the listener and watcher, for watching the show. Wish you all a very respectful Memorial Day this Monday, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.